Alright, we fly again. It is January 4th now, so a couple of days sitting here. As you can see, weather a little bit overcast and cloudy, but we are heading south, and I think we actually come out of this. Sun just coming up, and probably going to do a couple of flights today. We are headed with 2 passengers to Corpus Christi.
Transported from dispatch. All passengers on board. You can ask for the clearance to take off.
Heading further south, and yeah, let's get everything set up, get our weights in, and hopefully have a good flight. May not be able to see a whole lot, but that's gonna happen sometimes. So we will get everything fired up here, get some lights in the cockpit, and let's pull up our flight information here. Alright, so fuel, we are going with 81 aside. That gives us our 162. Then we are going to put 181 pounds in the co-pilot, and we'll go 150 behind us and see if it actually saves it. It did not. Someone please explain to me, although I'm sure someone has already by the time this comes out, but why is that broken? Because the game's just broken, or because I'm doing something wrong? Then we're missing 41 pounds of cargo, so 53. It's going to say it didn't load in, but it did. Just got to let it have time before it errors out here. Alright, there we go. So, we got everything loaded up. Let's get everything in here now. We're going direct to KNGP. Oops. Activate that. So we've got 172 miles. We should be good on fuel. I'm cutting it a little short, but I think we're perfectly fine. But if we get some bad wind or weather, we may have to stop for fuel somewhere. Radar wise, showing a broken, yeah, look at this. It's got rain just centered around some airports. It's broken again like that. We'll see what happens once we get up in the air, but hopefully we don't run into that and deal with that. Turn those on. Let's start our engines the easy way.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Alright, so lights are on. What do we got for weather here? We have no idea. Let's, just because I should have done this before we got into the plane, but we're gonna just do it this way because, yeah, alright, so we're gonna be taking off from 17. Got it. Windsock blowing that direction. Flaps and everything is operational. So get that changed. Fuel, actually, let's get that set up. That equals 13 and 14, so we got 27, which we know will be more than enough unless we get a really, really, really bad. Let's actually reset the fuel. gallons remaining. Alright. I think we're all good. Until I remember something. I guess we don't have weather information, so we can't really set it, but it doesn't really matter to me on takeoff, so we won't worry about our pressure. Let's get rolling. So yeah, right now it is 7:48 in the morning. With the overcast though, it's keeping it really dark. Alright, got probably about 50 minutes to go, but we'll see once we get in the air what the weather's doing wind-wise. Shoved around here.
Have a safe trip. We hope you
off the
enjoyed your
runway
stay
a little
here.
bit, but
We'll look forward to welcoming you back soon.
all right. So kind of climbing slow. But I guess we do have 2 passengers on board this time. And we're getting a little bit of a headwind. Weather-wise, it looks like there's not too much to worry about. We may only go... We may stay under the clouds. Might be the best solution to this. Holy crap, we just hit 22 knot headwind. And we're going to be turning into it. Alright, well, yeah, we're going to be out here for a bit. Alright, let's just level off here at this point. Go 25. Autopilot altitude on. And let's go to nav on. That should take us over to the line. Yeah, the clouds just skimming around here. 21 knot headwind. That is our ground speed at 150, even though our airspeed is pushing up towards 170. So we may have to use quite a bit of fuel here. Okay. Do have some traffic behind us because we got Houston off in that direction. The sun is up, but we do have a lot of thicker clouds here. Is it actually getting... I don't think it is. Let's go... Did I hit the right button? I did not. Or it didn't keep it. Alright, we must be too far off track, so I'm going to turn it over to the line and see if it will catch everything now. Once we get back over to that line, we'll see if nav will pick up or if I just will have to go by heading mode. So yeah, no rain, just a lot of clouds down here. And we got the same river we've been... No, this is a... Yeah, I think this is the same river. Or at least we've seen the name Brazos. We got Hempstead over that way. Town name. Alright, let's do this. I think we were just so far off the starting point. It was having trouble deciding what to do. So, now we're on it. 59 minutes. Ground speed's 163. Fuel flow is going to be worrisome. We're looking at 19.7 gallons an hour. So, we should be fine. But if we get any more headwind, it's going to definitely cause some issues. But, yeah, we could probably get above the clouds and be fine. I think this is going to be a more interesting flight. We're really close to the ground, too. We can see sandbanks on these rivers. The, interstate? No, US 290. But it's a 4-lane. Looks like a lot of stuff is 4-lane. So, airport that we're headed to is going to be right on the bay. It's actually a naval station, so we're just going to ignore that. I wish I could. I did not know that. It wasn't named as a military base, so we're just going to assume that we're going down there. Drop these people off. For some military reason, they needed to quickly get there. But yeah, just a very, very dark morning. Turn those off. We're looking at switching fuel tanks. I'll probably just monitor it and switch when I feel, rather than timing it out. Very foggy though. Not foggy, but cloudy. I guess that's the same thing. It's just not on the ground. full 100% overcast. We haven't had much of this, or we flew above it that one time. Looking at our next town that we're going to come across, Belleville, ahead of us, right here. Does look like it's probably clearing up towards the coast. But the coast should come over to us. Maybe some clearing up ahead, but probably not. And yeah, we still got the broken stuff, and then this is all terrain. But higher terrain does eventually come towards us into Mexico, it looks like. And again, I still haven't decided if we're going to Mexico or if we're going to head back up Texas or what we're actually going to do. Town of Belleville. A little airstrip over there. So yeah, everything like Houston, you can start to see the suburbs already to our left. So that is how close we are to everything. Let's see if we can find a major airport and kind of get a not a major airport, but something that should have weather or AWAS. There we go.
Kilo Echo Lima Alpha Automated Weather Observation 1600 Zulu. Wind 087 at 7.
For D20. Alright. Just to make sure we have the right numbers, not that it matters. And we're going into a bit of a thick cloud here. I'm gonna assume horse. So we got I-10 coming up. Cross over that. There's not any towns directly at the point we're crossing. It looks like to the east is Sealy. To the west is Columbus. But I don't think we're going to be able to see anything because we're going through this lowering here. Hey, blue sky. Oh my god. Really dark though ahead. Alright, so Sealy is off that way. Definitely not seeing it. We head into the darkness. "49 minutes out, wind 15 knots, so at least we didn't catch 20 some the whole way. Our ground speed 165, 134 miles out, and got 24 gallons in the tanks, so more sky. I'm guessing some of the tops are around. There's I-10. Probably 2,000 feet above us, but I think there's much taller things causing all of like this dark of cloud. It's got to be a fairly thick cloud if there's very little sunlight getting through, even though there was an opening just back there. So again, I don't think it's going to be worth it to go up there. We got Eagle Lake coming up. That is that lake right there. I don't know if we break out of this or not. I have to look at a satellite real quick. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be this way the whole way. But we'll keep the ground in sight. It may break up a little bit as we get closer to that coast, but if not, actually, you know what? Let me look at that satellite again. Yeah, the coast is actually fairly clear. I mean, we're gonna reach the coast fairly soon. We could go straight south and get to it quicker. But, yeah, you can see it's starting to our east, break up a little bit. Let's go ahead and go south. Get over to the coast, see if that gets us a little bit clearer view. It's not really going to change too much on the time. Wind is dying down more as well. There is Eagle Lake. Town is on the other side, it looked like, maybe, or all around it. So yeah, this flight should get us on to the next rank. And then I'm gonna have to decide where we go on that. Definitely, though, getting thicker here. Alright, some clearing here. We've got strip mines, gravel. It's just southwest of Eagle Lake. El Campo is coming up next, but again, we're going to be too far away to see it in this fog. We are not that far away from the coast, and it should start to clear up. Whoa, okay, the weather just updated. That's why it does that on, I think, 15-minute cycles. So everything moved a little bit there. I wish they could smooth that out, especially with historical data. You should be able to smooth all of that into a better transition. So it looks like we're headed towards, on the coast, Port Lavaca. And then we're just going to follow the coast down to Corpus Christi. Hopefully it breaks up. It may not. I don't know if it's going to clear up later this afternoon or if I'm going to just have to wait a day to fly in order to get some clear skies. Yeah, it's not clearing up to the north. It's actually getting worse to the north. I mean, maybe that points us to Mexico. Large opening here. All of a sudden it's a sunny day. See what we got, if there's any aircraft for sale at where we're headed. Yeah, we got some rentals here. Kodiak 100. Got a Saab for rent, but that is $2 million just to rent. We do have a P-38, but unfortunately that doesn't load in the game, so could just straight up buy that. Look at that, we got some clearing, just like I thought we would. Turns out when you use historical weather from earlier in the morning, you can look at the radar and find out a lot of information, like where the clouds are headed. Still going to be scattered, but this is going to be better than what we were in. So we'll get down to the coast. I think what we'll actually do is we will drop these people off and then head over to the international airport, or maybe across the bay. Yeah, we may hop back across the bay. We'll see. We'll decide once we figure out the weather down in that area. Look, we got things to look at. Sort of. Left side's kind of hampered by the glare, but probably got about, wish I could do a line and find out how far we gotta go, but it looks like probably about 5 minutes to the coast. Wind has dropped down now to 10. That's picked our ground speed up to 169. 100 miles out at this point. Alright, so what we got, El Campo is back there. We're just in this really wide open area. It's going to start getting very watery as well as we get to the coast. Got Lake Texana here. And Edna is a little town on the other side of it that we won't see. Down here we've got US 99 and a little farm off the side of it, or might be a business, repair, trucking company, or it could be grain bins. They still don't have those in. Got highways going out around the towns. They're starting to do that in Nebraska everywhere as well, so that you don't have to slow down to 30 every time you get to a small town every 5 miles. Ganado. Okay, it wasn't showing up on the map. Edna's on the other side. Looks like we're gonna have just one more cloud here, and then I think it should fully clear off to the east over the Gulf. Yeah, it looks like the clouds are getting higher up as well, if you look back at what we came from. Although that could just be perspective. Don't think we are going to... Yeah, we're still probably too far out here. I'm gonna assume weather is possibly blowing in from the Gulf. Let's see what current weather is doing at Palacios.
Kilo Papa, Sierra X-ray, automated weather observation, 1700 Zulu. Wind, 077 at Niner. Visibility, 7.
Okay.
Sky condition, ceiling
So
600
I do
feet
believe
broken.
that
Temperature,
is
1.
blowing in off the Gulf. So that would be from our side, which is kind of off the Gulf. So most likely when we get down to Corpus Christi, we'll be landing. We got multiple different runways since it is a military base. So there'll be a lot of options on that. We just got to make sure we know the right one, and hopefully it has automated weather that is actually working properly and tells us the right direction. 30 minutes out. Let's go ahead and swap tanks. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna fully clear up over the Gulf. A little ways to go, but it's definitely clearer than where we were inland at this altitude. So I think what we'll probably do is fly out to the barrier islands and then just follow those in to Corpus Christi. Give us something different to look at if we can see them. Yeah, I still haven't decided. I think we're gonna go with a default plane, possibly the PC-12, although I'm gonna fly it lower than I should, you know, in the range of 6,000 to 12,000. Sure, we could get it up to 20,000, but the point of these flights is to kind of sightsee as we go. That is Cape Cran. Yeah, that one's not happening. Caranchawa? Caranchawa? C-A-R-A-N-A, or no, C-A-R-A-N-C-A-H-U-A. My limit is 3 A's in a word. Once you put the 4th A in there, I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. And we got the Gulf just ahead of us. There's actually a really big gap to the barrier islands here. It's quite a large bay. Off this way, we do have some land just in front of us. To our right, we have Point Comfort and a plastics plant. And then there's something called Mud Lake number 4 right over here. Little island out here. Looks like it's just a wetlands though. And down here, a town that you've never heard of, Livia, Texas. Not much else around that. They are living out on the little, I can't really call it a peninsula, but they're definitely right on the coast, but still kind of protected with this Little barrier here, plus the barrier out there. So we still got about an hour of fuel left. So that is not a concern. Got all these wetlands down here. A really nice, long, straight beach. This isn't quite the Gulf of Mexico yet, because there's one other bit, barrier islands out there. And now we've got more wetlands ahead of us and a town of Port O'Connor, which is out on the tip of this. Yeah, lots of wetlands down here now. Oh, we got a really strange place called the Sanctuary Costa Grande right in front of us here. Looks like a gated community with a kind of symmetrical lake built in it. Let's actually just turn a little bit so that we can see this, not fly directly over it. Now, I don't know if it could just be a park. There might not even be houses on it. I just saw roads and parking. Yeah, I think it's actually just a park. Okay, cool. I thought it was some weird gated community, but nope, it is a park. So there you go. I'm sure that is, that's weird that they spent this much money to, this isn't natural. They had to dig this out, sculpt the coast and islands and stuff. Oh, there is houses on it. Weird. Yeah, alright, well, let's head down the coast now. So from this point on, nothing left on this landmass. The next place on it is Rockport, which there's 2 bays in between us and that. Barrier Island, there's not a whole lot. There is a random airport, San Jose Island Airport. But it's gonna be a fairly empty bit from this point on. We are 20 minutes out. We've got headwind crossing in from the Gulf at 11. Got some sand, dunes, something along here. Could be wetlands though, and just water. Yeah, that might be it. Off over here. Nothing. Alright, so ground speed now 170 knots. Wind is up to 12. We've got 18 minutes. We might be able to get it on the radio now. Close. It's about to pop up. We'll just keep it on this screen until it does. Because McCampbell is the one across the bay that we're probably going to go land at after we drop these people off. Thought this was going to be a much shorter flight, but man, the video is already 55 minutes long. Losing that 30 knots ground speed that we get when we get a tailwind compared to a headwind slows things down a bit. So, Rockport is going to be up here. This is just a wildlife refuge. Just a massively long beach along this island. Go.
Navy Corpus Airport information, Kilo 1700 Zulu. Wind 087 at tree.
Only 3.
Visibility
Okay.
tree. Sky condition. 600 feet scattered, few clouds at 6,700 feet temperature. 19er. Dew point. 18. Altimeter tree 014.
Navy Corpus Tower, November 87175, is 41 miles northeast, 2,500 feet with Kilo to land.
November 87175 Navy Corpus Tower. Altimeter tree 0. 16 fly left traffic runway 1 tree R.
Enter left downwind runway 1 tree, R175.
Alright, so 1-3. Okay, got it. That is the runway I assumed we'd be landing on if the winds were coming in off the Gulf. We're just going to continue along here, then once we get in the bay, we'll sweep out and get set up. So, start working our way back towards mainland coast. It is getting dark here. Wind picked up with this cloud as well. Still got 33 miles to go though, so we're going to be well past this cloud, and hopefully there won't be too much wind generation. Once we do get to Corpus Christi. But it might just be all like this the whole way. And we got sand dunes down here. Random circles. What do we got going on here? I Yeah, someone want to explain that? Is that just from people out messing around, or is it natural? Because, like, you see circle patches of grass, so then does it fill in around it, and then there's like a little area where it doesn't grow in between? Or is that just people making tracks? I mean, they're all over the place, so I'm going with it's a natural thing. And then maybe they fill in eventually over time. Or maybe it's a low-lying area that gets flooded around that point on the dune, and so nothing ever grows in that little track. Alright, so Rockport's over there, but we're fogged up, so I don't think we're seeing that. Yeah, all of a sudden, just heavy, low clouds here. But looks like it's going to clear up on the back end and hopefully be clear for the next 30 miles or so. Bit of Rockport. All right, 8 minutes out. We have no descent to do since we've been flying low the entire time. What we're gonna do is come in here, kind of go out over Corpus Christi, and then land back this way. So out and around the bay. And then once we drop them off, we're gonna take off and head over the bay over to this airport. So a little longer video, but reposition off a military base, and then maybe wait for the clouds to clear, or maybe head to Mexico. Kind of depends on what we get for the missions, because we should move up a rank, so that might change a lot of what's offered. So I do want to get out of this plane, but I may just be stuck with it for a bit if there's not a viable rental. Maybe look at the 404. Maybe the Vision Jet if we're gonna do VIP stuff. I mean, come on, weather. What do you got going on here? Let's see if there's any procedures. Directly to Tyler. Okay. There we go. Cleared up a little bit here. Ingleside. Right there. Or that might be Portland. Or other towns that are mixed in with all this. We need to go nav mode because we were on heading mode. Glad I didn't wait too long to figure that out. Just because we got so much weather going on here, just gonna do this. It says we need to be down to 1,600. We will do that. That should get us out of the clouds as well. Turning on landing, taxi lights. Light up the clouds around us. Sure, we don't need to turn those on until we are lined up, but do it now, otherwise I'll forget about it. Yeah, sorry, this one went way longer than I thought, and it's gonna go even longer because we gotta drop off, taxi, take off, and go land across the bay. Got a boat. Got 2 boats, got 3 boats. Pretty cool though that we've already covered the Pacific. We've now seen the Gulf of Mexico. Covered a lot of ground this early in the career. Obviously not a realistic career path, and you wouldn't be getting missions from one place to the other to the next. You'd be doing a lot of deadheads, but we're just using this as a way to direct us around the world, and yeah, just kind of do that. Ooh, we did slightly hit the yellow there. I also got this idea of having AI come up with a path as well for where we need to go, something realistic, and try to tie that in. But for now, we're just going to continue on with NeoFly, and hopefully some updates will be coming to the game. Flight Sim, not NeoFly, and we'll have a few more options to fly here. What is this weather? That's not what I wanted.
Navy Corpus Airport information, Kilo 1700 Zulu. Wind 096 at 4. Visibility 10.
Yeah, I'm calling BS on that information. I wonder if ILS would be better for us. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I was seeing if I could clear that out. We'll go ahead and... Alright. There we go, Corpus Christi. It is cleared up. We won't need that ILS. But we got it all funky here, and now it's going to do a big 180, but that is fine. Bring us in. Oil and gas over here. Got a couple of ships in the port. So we've got some grain storage here as well. Very large ship over there. That might be photogrammetry.
175 wind 09 or 2 at 4. Cleared to land runway 13 R.
Cleared to land runway 13 R175.
Alrighty. Bring it in and getting some frame hits there. At least this is photogrammetry around here, but it is eating frames at the moment. Now we stay at 16. There we go. It has switched over now. We're flying nose up with our speed being low. Go ahead and full RPM, full mixture. Speed back a little more just to get our flaps out, then we can power up. I think what I'm supposed to do is wait for the little green to come here, pick that up, and follow it in. I think. So 1.5 miles off. Green is dropping here. So right when we hit this waypoint, this should be level with where we're at. Then we'll start descending. Can't see crap though. So good thing I did this. Otherwise we would be doing the same crap I've done where I'm getting lost in the clouds. Alright, autopilot off. Back to the right. Got a little bit of visibility out the window. You can see the coastline again. Looking for lights. We're a little low now. This is going to be little rough. Haven't done too many of these. Not quite sure where I need to focus my eyes, what to follow. Plus we're getting a tiny bit of crosswind as well. But mostly headwind. Alright, so it's just across this bay. We're a little bit to the right now. It's supposed to be a little bit lower. Show me some lights. Is that the runway? I think I see it. Yep, there it is. Got it. We are still way high. But at this point I can ignore all that because we got everything in sight and we can just do this visually now. Alright. Wind really dying down. Completely swapped sides. And gonna be slightly long. But we have a massive runway and we are very small.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing. Go to the parking and put your parking brake on.
Negative 67 feet per minute. Smooth one.
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Alright, let's go park, get these people off, fire back up, and get out of here.
175 exit runway when able.
Yeah, I need to figure out path. Oh, well, we should have got on that runway. Apparently, there's no taxiways, it's all runways. Yeah, we'll make a hard left here.
Turn next taxiway.
Honestly, I have no idea what's a taxiway, so we're gonna go over here because this looks like a taxiway.
Contact
Cool.
ground on 118. 7.
118. 7 for 175.
This place is confusing as hell. So I think taxiway goes over here now. Definitely military. No concept of anything. Just a bunch of shit thrown together. We have a very large blue thing here. Is that a helipad? Must be. Something. No idea. Alright, well, let's just park over here. Alright. And kill the engine, get these people off.
Disembarking
There
of
we go.
passengers can begin.
And now can do VIP missions. That actually got us a ton of XP. So, $660 spent. You see that we have good landing there, 65 knots,
Okay, pilot.
67
That's
feet
all
per
the
minute.
passengers off the plane. Thank you. Over and out.
And then we earned 17,372 from that, up
Start
to
your engine.
226,000. We're gonna go ahead and fire up now.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Alright, so let's go ahead and I think we're just gonna taxi over this direction. Long video, but accomplishing a lot. I think let's taxi out to this runway, and we're going to use that to taxi down to I mean, this is just a mess. Let's turn on this one. A little too quick of a turn there. You know what? We can take off from this. We got a little bit of a crosswind, but that is fine. Just get off the ground and head across the bay, finish this video up. We're up.
Enjoy your personal flight, pilot. You can search for more jobs after you land.
Flaps up. We're just going to keep it low. I am going to, just because it's foggy and we're going over water, and I could very easily get disoriented. So we're gonna altitude hold on, autopilot on, heading, and heading mode on. No need to ditch it in the water. We're at 600 feet. We're gonna go ahead and contact Campbell. Guessing the weather is the same.
Kilo Tango Foxtrot Papa automated weather
Pretty
observation.
much.
Kilo Tango Foxtrot Papa traffic November 87175. 1 mile south, 600 feet inbound to land runway 13.
Not sure if we're violating anything here, but go ahead and turn a little bit here. We've got the coast, we've got the town. I'm going to kind of split the towns here. Airport is back behind this. If there is a Vision Jet at this airport, then I think that's what we're going to switch to, and try to get some VIP missions. Because Vision Jet, I'm fine flying lower. I mean, anything I'm going to fly lower just for the sake of the video, because I find videos of a plane at 20,000 feet to be pretty boring, and I am making videos that I want to watch, not just what everyone else does. We're going to come in this little inlet here. I think our airport might be, where are we at? Try to keep this thing from going nose up too much. Boats. I think we've already seen these boats. Yes, we have. So we're actually almost pointed at the end of the runway. So we're going to kind of have to loop out here. Let's take autopilot off since we can see ground now and have a somewhat decent idea of distance to the ground. Is that our runway? No, that's a road. Could be a runway. I think that's the airport there. Okay. Zoom in here, just use that as a little bit of an aid. Just because this is going to be a tighter blindside turn. hard to look back to the right. Easy to look to the left in a turn. Still haven't seen the runway. I think. Just try not to stall it here while I'm off power in a bank and turning. Click of flaps. Sink down in my seat to try to find it. Hard turn now. Full flaps because we are going to be dropping fairly quick because we're pretty much on top of the airport. Fuck, I can't see this place. I've lost my direction. Yeah, we might have to fly over. Oh my god, there it is. Okay. Can I do a little chicane on over? We are pretty high. Very aggressive. Way overshot. We're gonna be just absolutely motoring here.
That was a harder landing than we like to see, pilot.
Yeah, negative 160. But
Transporter
for the
dispatch.
situation,
Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
I think we're okay. Okay. I don't think we're going down that taxiway. I think we're going to go to the grass. This is a bad airport to pick, apparently. Let's not crash the plane going through grass. Nose could easily dip and yeah, there's a sound glitch that really gets bad when you get off a hard surface. Alright, we're just gonna come over here and split these wings. I really hope they allow us to select how much ground traffic there is, like we used to be able to. Okay, we survived that.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that's all we gotta do. Let's take a look at what our options are here real quick, because this video is already long. Current aircraft market here. We've got any Vision Jet? No. And this isn't a rental, so there's nothing we can do with that. Yeah, doesn't look like we're going to be able to advance anything. Might have to fly somewhere else, so I'll have to look at what is around and figure out where we're going to go. But we could just maybe do a mission next. Let's check out if there's any VIPs from here. There's not. So, that's not going to work for us. But Yeah, we don't want that. Is there any sightseeing? There's nothing. There's not a whole lot. Do you have search and rescue? I do not know. Is it out in the water? Yeah, so we would need a helicopter for that, I assume. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. So, I'll figure it out. Hope you're enjoying the series. Thanks for watching.